Breaking news today highlights the stark divide between those who defend the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and those who seem more interested in protecting the president, who has been tied to individuals involved in these horrific scandals. Just hours ago, CNN featured Senator Chris Murphy, who laid out the unvarnished truth about the situation, while Republicans, including Speaker Mike Johnson, continue to scramble and run for cover in the wake of a mounting political storm. In a tense exchange, Mike Johnson gave a response that was less than forthcoming. Asked about his thoughts on the bill to release the Epstein files, he responded with frustration, stating, "I'm deeply disappointed in this outcome. I've been told that Chuck Schumer rushed it to the floor preemptively." "It needed amendments," Johnson said. He continued to speak in vague terms about discussions with the president, but avoided directly addressing whether the president might veto the bill. His reaction was just another example of the GOP's failure to confront the implications of Epstein's connections. Meanwhile, President Trump quietly signed the bill that mandates the release of the Justice Department's files on Epstein. However, Trump's contradictory remarks about the situation, calling it a hoax while pushing for an investigation into the Democrats, reveal his true agenda. In a post on Truth Social, Trump suggested that the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed. He added, "I hope they release the files immediately, but there are caveats." The Justice Department has 30 days to release the files, though not all documents are guaranteed to be made public. Some documents could be withheld if they pose a threat to ongoing investigations or prosecutions. This raises concerns, especially given Trump's recent push for an investigation into Democrats like Bill Clinton. Attorney General Pam Bondi, a close ally of Trump, announced a new investigation into Epstein's connections with Democrats, but refused to provide any specifics about the information that sparked this inquiry. "There's new information, additional information," she stated, but critics quickly pointed out that this could be a strategy to delay or redact critical documents. As Washington remains in turmoil over who might be implicated in Epstein's network, Senator Chris Murphy called out the false equivalence being peddled by the GOP. Appearing on CNN, Murphy dismissed Trump's suggestion that the files were being suppressed to protect certain individuals, saying, "I don't think the president is so selfless that he was stopping the release of these files for so long because he was protecting his friends." Murphy emphasized that the key issue was not political affiliation, but accountability. "It stands to reason that the president is very much connected to this scandal, and we may or may not know the extent of that," he said. "But to me, it just doesn't matter the political affiliation. The law is the law. They need to release the files." Murphy's remarks underscore the growing movement within the Democratic Party, one that demands transparency and accountability for all involved, regardless of party lines. He further noted, "What we want is to understand who was involved in this." His words resonate as the country watches to see whether Trump will try to redact any damaging information tied to him from the files. If President Trump is looking for any moral or spiritual guidance on this matter, he may want to reflect on the fate of his former Evangelical Advisory Board member, Robert Morris. Morris, a prominent religious figure and founder of one of the nation's largest churches, was sentenced to 10 years in prison last month. Morris, who once had the ear of the president, is now behind bars, serving out his sentence. The case serves as a reminder that even those in positions of power and influence cannot escape justice. As the Epstein files loom large and the political fallout intensifies, Senator Murphy's words should serve as a call for transparency. The American public deserves the full truth, no matter where the chips fall, whether in the case of Democrats, Republicans, or anyone else connected to this dark chapter in history. The stakes could not be higher.